This conference will now be recorded.
Let me share my screen again. Okay, yeah, let me record. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to the session. So yeah, I hope you guys are practicing. So what we discussed yesterday, the VPC, right? We had created the virtual private cloud, the VPC, yesterday, and also we created the different components, subnets. We created route table, internet gateway. We created the NAT gateway, right? And the app server in the public server, right? And the DB server, right? So yeah, so let me yeah, take the paint. Consider this is VPC, right? So yesterday created, and after that we created some internet gateway, and we created a public subnet, private subnet, and the public route table, and the private route table, and we attached the public route table with internet gateway and the public subnet, and private subnet with the private route table, and we are creating a NAT gateway for the internet communication, and we attach it to the private route, right? So this is the private RT. This is the public RT. This is public subnet. This is private subnet. We created app server. We created a DB server. This is app, and this is some DB server. And so there is a another kind of server. We can call it as a we can call it as a bastion server. Okay, we can call it as a bastion server. Okay, what is bastion server? Bastion server is nothing but a jump server in the networks. We can call it as a jump server. We can call it as a bastion server. Okay, so what is bastion? So we will create another kind of server within the network only. Okay, within the public subnet only. Okay, and we will use this server, okay, to connect to the app server and the DB server. We're calling the bastion server is the jump server. First we'll connect to the bastion. From the bastion server we are connecting to the app and DB. So if we have multiple projects, we can use the bastion server. Bastion server, we can call it as a jump server. We can use it and we'll connect to the app and DB or any other servers. Okay, so we had this internet gateway IGW, and this is our VPC. That's it. So this is some NAT gateway, right? So let's understand the same project creation. This internet gateway creation using, okay, so using, so you, as I said, so whenever you create a key pair, I don't know you, you message it this, but I said yesterday. So you have to provide 400 permission for your key pair. If you are using same, if your key also this one, maybe if you are using other key pair, you have to use other key pair, and you have to create that key pair first in the current location. Do all these, then let me know if you are getting any error. Okay. And why? Yeah, fine. You should create this key pair in your system first. After that, you can provide the read permission. Okay, maybe you didn't provide the read permission. So please follow the recording clearly and try that. Okay, and step by step, please note down in a paper. Okay, please note down in a paper. Okay, and then you can ask any queries. Okay, that's about your query. Okay, please go through the recording and are better. That's why I'm giving the time to note down in a rough notes. Please try to make it in a rough notes and uh, practice it. Okay, fine, fine, Bond. Okay, so let's connect to the AWS account. We can create the same process now using Terraform. Okay, so I kept the code here. So this is the Terraform code I kept here. I'm sharing the link. Okay. So yes, whatever you selected while creating the DB server, you have to create that key only. Okay, that's what I said yesterday also. Okay, so whatever you use it for creating any EC2 instance, that key only will be helpful to connect. Other keys will not work. Just follow the recording and practice it. Okay. I mentioned all these comments in the recording itself. I mean, in yesterday class itself. Just go through it and do the practical. Okay. And better every time I'm saying, please note, right? At the time, note that steps. Maintain a rough notes instead of sitting idle and seeing the class. Maintain a rough notes. Okay. So, so these are the list of files. Okay, each file will help you to create each component in the VPC. Okay, so these are all .pf files only. Okay, and you know how to install Terraform. Let me create one server and install the Terraform. Let me launch the instance. because I deleted the server, Terraform server. Let me create it freshly. Terraform server. Let's go down. Ubuntu. Yeah, that's it. Let me launch. So meanwhile, we can see one by one file. So here, provider means which cloud you want to connect. The provider name you can see provider.tf. Okay, and yeah, your east one under your east one I want to create in AWS, right? Access key and secret key, you know how to generate. But what is this where dot access key and secret key? So whenever you see where dot access key and secret key, that means you are providing that value from another file. Okay, where is that file? That file is here, variable dot tf. Right here, the project name, the entire code, entire files. We are providing one project name, that is project test. Okay, and we will use this value for naming your components, internet gateway, private subnet, private public sub, everything. We are adding some initial name before that. This is access key, this is secret key. We have to provide your access key, secret key here. VPC CADR, you know, VPC range of IPs, here you are providing. VPC subnets, we are creating 3, and variable type we are providing t2.micro, and we are taking this AMI for the app server and DB server. Okay, so AMI is required for creating a EC2 instance, and t2.micro is for EC2 instance only. Same practical we are going to do with the with the Terraform. Okay, this is variable.tf, and this var.access key means this, from this variable.tf file you are getting the access key value. You should provide that value, otherwise it will not start. So anyway, let me connect to the server. Install Terraform. Right. Terraform is installed, so we are good. Let's download the project. Let's copy the URL. Right, nothing is here. Let's clone the project. Right, project code is here. Right, let's go to that project file. Terraform icon VPC. These are all list of files for creating each component. So next thing is agent.tf. That means availability zones we are taking from this agent.tf file. So here what we are doing, we are using data module. This data module will helpful to get all the availability zones in the region. So which region you selected, you mentioned US East one, right? So from that US East one, you are taking all the values and you're trying to list down in outputs. Okay, you're taking using data module, what are the availability zones there which are going into this output value. That is about az.tf. And we have VPC. Here we are trying to create the VPC, right? Resource AWS VPC is the module, and you are providing that you're using the VPC, you're trying to create the VPC, and this is the CADR block. Where means you're taking from this variable section. This CADR you're taking, and remaining are optional. The tag means name of the VPC. Where dot project means what is the value where the project test. That means the VPC name should be test-VPC, test VPC, right? So yeah, life cycle means so if you having any issue with that VPC, lifecycle policy will be destroyed and created freshly. If any issue with that VPC, so VPC creation should be done through this. Okay, and we have internet gateway. We are creating internet gateway now. So this internet gateway, yeah, we are using internet gateway module, and we are providing under, we are creating on with the name of test-igw, where project means test, right? So within our VPC, you are taking the AWS VPC, VPC.id. That means you are getting the VPC ID from your state file, and with this name, because AWS dot VPC is because AWS and you provide VPC ID means ID of your VPCs come, and within that VPC you are creating your internet gateway. That is about VPC and internet gateway, and that means you are attaching, and then we are creating the subnets and elastic. You can see the subnets now. So we are creating three subnets, three public subnets, 1, 2, and 3, and 3 private subnets. So everywhere you can see same code only under which VPC you are creating, and the CIDR block and the availability zone and that name tags. That's it. So 6 subnets, and we are creating the NAT gateway as well. So we are using resource group elastic IP address. We are creating the EIP elastic IP for the NAT gateway, and this is the NAT gateway creation. We are allocating this elastic IP. Elastic IP is required for the NAT gateway. Here we are allocating subnet under public subnet. You have to create, right? You have to create under public subnet NAT gateway. Here we are creating, and the name also we have provided. And we have route table association, right? You have to associate the route table to the subnets. How we are associating? We are creating public route table under which subnet. Under this, yeah, first we are creating under VPC, okay, right? And by providing or by attaching this internet gateway to it, right? Public route table here, and after that we are creating the private route table by attaching NAT gateway, right? We should attach the NAT gateway to private route table and associating with the public subnet. So route table associating with the public subnet 1, 2, 3, and private route table association with the private subnet association with the private route tables, right? This one we are doing. That is about route table, and these three are for EC2 instance creation. This DB server and app server creation. So we are creating the key pair now. Okay, yesterday I showed you I manually created and updated the key pair, right? So these three steps were, one is for security group creation, another one is for key pair creation, another one is for instance creation. I am creating app, DB, and Bastion server, and required key pair for that, and required security group for that. Okay, I'm doing all those one by one. You see, security group I'm creating for the 3 servers. This is the Bastion host security group creation, Bastion server security group, and yeah, these are inbound and outbound rules. You can ignore. These are security group for the web server. We can say web server or app server. Anything is fine. And this is database server. If it is database server, you should open 3306. SQL port number is 3306. SSH is 22 port. And this is DB app server or web server. You should open 80 and 443 HTTP and HTTPS port and SSH. Okay, 80 is HTTP, 443 is HTTPS, and SSH 22, and 3306 is SQL port. Okay. Yeah, not you can note down. That is about security group creation. Okay, so we can go through the each line if you want. VPC ID, name, description. This is inbound. Outbound is this one. Let's go down. Egress is outbound. Tags of the EC2, security group. And you are creating a key pair. What you are doing? You are creating key pair for connecting to the uh, EC2 instance. Okay. So which key pair you are creating? You are creating the key pair with the name of test hyphen key. What is the test? Where hyphen project means test, right? In the variable you mentioned already, right? So, and with this public key, with your current location SSH key, you are generating the, you are using this algorithm, public key algorithm, and you are creating your key pair. Okay. So you should generate this key. You know how to generate, right? You know how to generate the SSH key, IDRS public key. In the Ansible session we did, right? Let me connect the server. Connect to the server. You know, SSH hyphen keygen is the command. SSH hyphen keygen, right? So which generates the IDRS public key, right? Root dot SSH IDRS. Now the IDRS key is created. So you are using this key, okay, for connecting to your servers. We will use this key only. AWS key pair key, AWS key pair dot key, right? So let's see that. Instance main.tf. Here we are providing the code to create the EC2 instance. So here AWS instance name called Bastion. So where.ami means you will, it will check in the variable file. If AMI is mentioned, it will take that AMI. And instance type also. Here you mentioned already all the values. Which AMI, which instance type, right? And the security group ID and the subnet ID. Key pair. We are using AWS key pair dot key means it will check in this. If this with this code any key is created, that ID will take and it will sit in this location. This is about web server creation, EC2 instance. Okay, and this is about the database server creation. Okay, so let's generate the access key and secret key. Let's go to security credential. You can use the previous whenever I mean if you generated the keys 1 month back, if you want to use that keys also you can use it, but I'm every day deleting it. I don't want to keep here. Okay, I want to generate separately for each class, but you can use, if you want to keep as it is you can keep it, or if you want to delete you can delete with yourself. I will generate freshly. Okay, so how to generate the access key and secret key? So you have to go to security credentials. You have to select the access keys. Just click on create access key and select it and create access key. This is access key, this is secret key. Just copy the access key. Hmm. this file, right? Please update your access key and secret key. Provide here, and secret key you can provide here. If you want to change your CADR block, you can change whatever you want, right? So let's take the secret key. Okay, so fine. So our setup is done. Now see what it is there in the VPC, and then we can compare after generating the VPC. Okay, so this is before generating your and that you can use whatever key you want. I mean, you have the old key, right? You can use the old key, or if you want, you can create a new keys. This is also simple thing. Okay, so if you want to use which you generate, for example, first class I generated the keys, right? I didn't use that one, I deleted it. Okay, maybe I recreated it freshly. Okay, that's it. Someone don't know how to generate it, that's why I recreated freshly. Okay, fine. You know, right, how to generate the access key and secret key. If you don't know, just go to security credentials and generate it, and go to your variable file, just add that access key and secret key. I already added here, right, and 02. Okay, just add your access key and secret key. Okay, if you if you don't know how to create, just go to security credentials and create it. If you have your access key and secret key already, just use those. Okay, fine. Right, so we had all the setup is done. This is the VPC, right? Currently we have only one VPC, only 6 subnets. Route table is only one. So you are getting, you're not getting point, Bond. Don't waste the time. So you have to keep this access key and secret key in your laptop. I said already in the initial classes, right? So you are thinking of in a different manner. You have to use those you have to keep that access key and secret key. If you want to use sometime later, you have to keep those. Or whenever you click on create access key and secret key, you are downloading, right? There is a download option. You have to keep those with you. Okay, and whenever it required, you can use, otherwise you can delete this and you can create freshly. Okay, some people don't know how to generate it, that's why recreate it. Okay, this is not a hard thing, just create and update your variable.tf. Okay, so so now our access key and secret key we generated and we updated. So these are the main things to connect to your AWS account and create the VPC and the value, all these components, right? So and don't share this access key and secret key to anyone. Okay, so you can keep it with you, don't share it with anyone. Okay, so let's do that now. So first of all, what we are doing with Terraform. Okay, we can discuss Bono at the end. What is we can discuss clearly once this class is done. So Terraform, we are using init, which will download all the required modules. Okay, fine. Terraform modules are downloaded into current location. You can use lfs -a there will be dot Terraform. Terraform init is done. So then we can plan what are the items are going to create. You can see the plan. It should add all those components, key pairs, security groups, EC2 instance. You can see all items are creating. Just it is showing that planning. You are planning to add 25. Didn't create it. Just it's showing we are planning to add 25 items. If you want to add, you can upgrade. How you are applying it? Terraform apply, right? So you can see all the components here. VPC is creating, right? Public subnet is creating. Public subnet 2 is creating. 3. So whenever you click on apply, it will create all those components. Terraform apply. Yes. If you say yes, it will get created. You can review once it is created. Yes, I want to create. You can say yes. So if you want to create manually this entire setup, it will take some long time, but that is automated using Terraform, right? You are reusing it. If you see, this is before generating the Terraform. Now we can take another window. Here we can compare, right? This is before creation. This is after creation. If you see, VPC is created, subnets are created, right? And the route table is two route tables are created, internet gateway is created. You can see elastic IP is created, right? And the EC2 instances, if you see, it should create 4, right? You can see 4 because one is your Terraform server and remaining are database, web server, bash. That first name is test. Why? Because you mentioned the where project is test, right? And this name you are providing before each component for naming purpose. Let's compare it. So if you see, let's go to VPC. There will be a default VPC dash type and VPC, right? This is your VPC. And similarly, all the remaining components are created, right? So if you want to connect, you can connect and check. And right, so this is my server. Still it is creating. Please wait. Still it is creating. Yes, private route table association is doing here. So if you are manually creating, you may miss some points, right? But it is completely through the Terraform, right? So just go through each file, okay, and better you can write it in a piece of paper, okay, and understand how it is going on for the first time, okay. Right, this is the comparison. This is before running the Terraform, now after this, right? So yes, all the components are created and you're getting the list of availability zones, right? So you mentioned the one output variable. So for example, right, so if you don't want this, you can simply delete using Terraform destroy, right? This is your state file, right? You can see here. Fine. If you delete all those components, you can simply use Terraform destroy command and you can destroy all those components. So 25 components are created. If I don't want it, you can will destroy it. So after deletion also you can compare. So whether it's deleted or yeah, 5 years. So just try this one, okay, and yeah, it will get delete all the components. No worries. Okay, yeah, this is terminating. So we can. There is no class on tomorrow, okay, and Sunday. So the next class is on Monday. So we can discuss the Terraform with Ansible and Terraform Jenkins in coming days. So from Monday onwards, we will start the Git, okay, and once Git is done, we will move to Jenkins, okay. So make sure you're stopping the servers, okay. Don't share your access key and secret key to anyone, okay. So yeah, we can directly connect on Monday, okay. So just do the practice, okay. Any queries, any doubts?
Hello, Raju.
Yeah, Shika, any doubts?
So yesterday showed one diagram. Um, on that diagram, I have a doubt how it's connected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Could you please explain me again?
Which one?
Yesterday
Where you are
diagram.
getting?
Uh, some port number is there, na? How port number is generating?
Okay, 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 okay. IP
Yeah,
numbers, right?
yeah.
You are asking. No. Okay, okay, got it. So consider the default VPC, for example. This is the default VPC from AWS, right? So VPC is nothing but the one networking component. Okay, so whenever you create a EC2 instance, your EC2 instance getting this private IP, right? How this IP is coming? Because you created one, you have a default VPC from AWS having this block range of IPs 172.31.0.0, and you created your VPC. It is the EC2 instance under that same network. You see VPC ID EE3, and this one also EE3, right? So you have the capacity of /16 IP address. That means, so it is a IPv4 network. If you see IPv4 means it is having the range, maximum range is 32, 2 power 32, but you selected only /16 means you have to subtract 2 power 32 minus 2 power 16. Okay, and that means what is the value? That is 2 power 16 only, right? 32 minus 16. So these many IPs you can create in your EC2, in your AWS VPC. Okay, that means total to 65,536 servers you can create. That many IPs you will get, and with that 65,536, you are segregating or distributing to your subnets. So few IPs to subnet, public subnet, few IPs to private subnet. For example, AWS people are maintaining 6 subnets here. So for example, this one, we can take this one. Subnet. For example, this one they have taken. So within the range only, 171 only. After that, they are going with some 80. Any value, first value, second value, third value, fourth value, any value will start from 0 to 250. And this 20 last /20 is a subnet mask. We can say it start with some from 1 to 32 only, or 0 to 32 only. Okay, that means you will get only one. For example, they are going with /20. /20 means again you have to subtract it from 32. Okay, that means 2 power 12 IPs you will get. 2 power 12 means 4096. Cannot use all the IPs, only 4091. That means 5 IPs you cannot use. Those 5 IPs are for future purpose. For example, he is getting how many 4090. Why this one is 4090? Why? Can anyone? Why this is 4090? We used one on IP here for this Terraform server. If you see which subnet it is, EB9, right? Last 3 letters. If you see, this is this subnet is ID EB9, right? One IP is used. Okay, so that what you can understand. So total 4091 IPs you will get. 5 IPs are for networking purpose, future purpose. Okay, yeah, that is VPC subnet, and the subnet. I mean CIDR only. You have to subtract it from 2 power 32. Okay, at least you should, for example, uh, you have used /172.31.80.0/26, for example, 28. So 28 means how much? So 32 minus 28. Total how many? 4. That means 2 power 4 means 16. Fine. And if you use 32, Class 32. Again, you have to subtract from 32. How much it is? 2 power 0. 2 power 0 means 1. Will this creates? It cannot, because at least you should provide 4 IPs. This 5 IPs for the future purpose. So the slash 32 range will not work. You should go with 24, 20, 16, like that. So let's try that. Okay, manually. First do it manually, and then go for the automation using Terraform. Okay. Any doubts? Yes, this one, Banu, I think you're getting the point. How to use means you have to save your access key and secret key in your system. Okay. And if you want to generate freshly, you know how to generate it. Okay. Any queries? Yeah. Please maintain the rough notes, okay, and do the practicals, okay. And yeah, so we can connect on Monday, okay. Please complete the practicals, and we can start the fresh topic from Monday. Okay, guys, thank you. Bye. Okay.